There's a story going around that across the planet, the great herds are turning away from the green plains and walking deliberately into the most poisoned places on Earth, that elephants are seeking out our radioactive ruins, evolving in real time to wear our fallout like armor. It's a haunting idea. It's also not true. There are no elephants at Chernobyl. Animals don't march toward radiation, but hidden inside that myth is something real. And honestly, it's stranger than the fiction. Two true stories that meet in a single thread of DNA. It starts here. April 1986. A reactor in northern Ukraine tears itself apart and spits poison into the sky. The land for 30 kilometers in every direction is sealed off. Around 116,000 people leave their homes and never come back. 4,000 square kilometers abandoned to the radiation. A place everyone assumed where nothing could ever live again. But go there now, almost 40 years later, and you find something nobody expected. The dead zone is alive. Wolves move through the empty villages, and not just a few. Their numbers are more than 7 times higher here than in the clean nature reserves nearby. Wild horses, brought in to roam the ruins, have multiplied. Bison, lynx, and brown bears have all returned. And in the silent forests, the only growing population left on Earth of a rare endangered eagle. So does the radiation somehow help? No, and this is the part that really lands. The animals aren't thriving because of the radiation. They're thriving because of who left. Us. It turns out the most dangerous thing in that whole ecosystem was never the fallout. It was people. Our roads, our farms, our guns. Take humans out of the equation, and even a poisoned forest becomes a sanctuary. But be careful here, because thriving means numbers. It does not mean every animal is healthy. Other scientists have found real damage in the zone. Fewer birds, cataracts clouding their eyes, even slightly smaller brains. And the harder an animal is hit by the radiation, the worse it gets. This is a genuine scientific argument, and it is not settled. The honest truth is messy. The land came roaring back to life, while individual animals still quietly pay a price. And then, the wolves got interesting. These animals have lived with chronic radiation for generations, soaking up a dose every single day that would breach our human safety limits many times over. When researchers from Princeton read their DNA, they found something provocative. Thousands of genes behaving differently from wolves anywhere else, including genes tied to the immune system and to cancer. The early fingerprints, perhaps, of a population learning to take the damage better. Now go slow here. The scientists themselves are careful. They call it putative. They can't yet prove its true resistance rather than simply tolerance. It's an early signal, not a verdict, but it hints at something extraordinary. That evolution might be responding to our mess right now, in real time. Which raises a question. If a wolf could even begin to evolve a defense against radiation, has any animal already perfected one? To answer that, we leave the cold north entirely and find the one creature that should be riddled with cancer, but somehow almost never is: the elephant. Think about it. An elephant is 100 times bigger than you, 100 times more cells, and every single cell is a tiny lottery ticket for a mutation that could turn cancerous. By that logic, every elephant should be a walking tumor. They should be dead long before they ever grow up. This is a real puzzle with a real name. Peto's paradox. Big, long-lived animals get far less cancer than their size says they should, and elephants are the champions of it. Only about 5% of elephants die of cancer. In humans, it is somewhere between 11 and 25. So what is their secret? It's written into a gene called TP53. P53 is the guardian of the genome. When a cell's DNA gets damaged, P53 is the sentinel that catches it, and it either repairs the cell or orders it to quietly destroy itself before it can ever turn cancerous. You and I carry a single copy of that gene, one guardian. An elephant carries around 20. 20 guardians patrolling every cell, slamming the door on damage before it can spread. And there is more. Buried in the elephant's genome is a gene that sat switched off for millions of years. A genetic corpse. A zombie gene called LIF6. Evolution brought it back from the dead. Now, when P53 sounds the alarm, it wakes LIF6. And LIF6 is the executioner, punching holes in damaged cells until they die. And here is the part that ties everything together. The damage P53 hunts for, snapped, broken strands of DNA, is exactly the kind of damage that radiation inflicts. Elephants didn't evolve this to survive Chernobyl. They evolved it to survive being enormous. But the defense is the same. In the lab, when you blast elephant cells with radiation, they don't even try to repair the worst of it. They simply commit suicide, faster and more often than ours do, refusing to let a single damaged cell live. So put the two stories side by side, and the myth quietly rearranges itself into the truth. No, elephants are not migrating into the fallout. But life is doing something far more interesting than that. On the scale of an entire ecosystem, it is reclaiming the poisoned ground we abandoned. And on the scale of a single cell, it has spent millions of years evolving exquisite defenses against the exact damage we now scatter into the world. From the wolves of Chernobyl, maybe taking the first faltering steps, to the elephant which mastered it long ago. And we are racing to read that code. Scientists are studying elephant P53 right now, hoping to turn a giant's ancient defense into a medicine for human cancer. That is the real unseen evolutionary shift. Not giants wandering into our toxic wake, but the quiet, stubborn genius of life, rewriting its survival code in spite of us. The myth got one thing right. Something extraordinary really is happening out there. It's just hidden. In a wolf's blood and in the cells of the largest animal that walks the earth. If this rewired something for you, you know what to do. And tell me, down in the comments, what's a fact you were certain was true, right up until it wasn't?